Love. Thank you for your connection yet again to the Pretty Priestess podcast. And I am Shakesha Divine, the Pretty Priestess. And let me tell y'all something. I am feeling that shit today. I was sitting back gazing at myself in the mirror and I said, indeed, you are the Pretty Priestess. See, initially, I brought that up at a time I was feeling myself a little bit, but I was more concerned with the the fashion aspect, all of the things that I enjoy because I am a respecter of beauty. But I needed to really start honing in this energy for myself. I don't give a shit. I'm at this point in my life where I have to go ahead and just give myself some props and say, shit, sis, you doing the damn thing. And I'm gonna tell you some things that have helped. I'm gonna share that shit with you so you can be just as fly as I am. I got me some products that actually enhance the appearance. And you can find these at prettypriestess.com. Right here, I got this facial serum that is absolutely excellent. This is a set and it comes together with the facial roller, the rose quartz, the jade, the opal, all of those other shits, all of that shit going on. I'm telling you, y'all, I am feeling myself. I'm looking so good this week. I'm just feeling it, feeling it, feeling it. Oh my goodness, my goodness. Shout out to the Serious Cypher. Brother Dante came in there and showed his ass to the beast out here in these streets. He sure enough did. And then the quantum line got an opportunity to slide through and drop some science with us and really got his build on. We talked about this Hierophant energy, is what the subject was. But in my surprise, it ended up turning into an example of what Hierophant energy is about. And I'm telling you, you got to check that shit out for yourself. And we got so caught up in this discussion that we maxed out all of the podcast time. We had to go over in the YouTube time. And that was a 2 hour discussion, no doubt. No, I wasn't doing it like that. I'm only putting an hour up on the podcast. So I'm not chopping that up and dividing it up and all of that other stuff. But what I will do is make sure that I'm doing a little bit better with the timing on that shit. You know what I'm saying? I can definitely show up for that much at least. And I want to talk a little bit. I need a little something to drink about this moon that's coming up in Leo. This is a Leo full moon, and I'm here to tell you this is what the fuck I've been talking about, right? Probably why I'm all in this shit. I am the pretty priestess. I'm telling you, I was just in the mirror like, damn, I'm looking really, really good today. I'm feeling it. I am feeling it, y'all. I am doing it. I am fine as wine. I am feeling that shit. And then another product I want y'all to check out at prettypriestess.com is I got these moon baths together. Now, let me tell you, when I started off, I got the idea, Spirit dropped this on me to put these moon baths together. And I used these, the bigger salt crystals. I want to talk some shit about some salt. These salt crystals, I've been putting them in the bath, and we already know about how salt is a purifier. And I have been working with salt for quite some time. And I really wish that I would have connected to the wisdom that my mom used to demonstrate when I was a kid and coming up. And as I got older and became a lot more diet conscious and shit, right? My mom wouldn't even taste her food. She would just sprinkle salt across it and shit. And I'm like, Mom, you ain't even taste your food. You put salt on it already. Like, you end up with the high blood pressure. Now, let me let you know, like, she ain't have none of them ailments like high blood pressure, diabetes, all of the nigga frequency illnesses, right? Whatever. That wasn't her thing. But she would always not even taste in the food, just throw a little, just sprinkle the salt across it and everything. And what I didn't realize is that that's almost equivalent to like blessing your food, because salt is such a purifier that it has that ability to kind of neutralize the negativity that's right before you. Now, of course, as time went on, instead of using that old salt with the girl with the umbrella on it, that jive ass bullshit, I only used that to get the salt off of to get the ice off of my steps. But just using that sea salt, will definitely, upgrade some shit like nobody's business. I was riding out and about, doing my thing and shit. And I was I think this was, Ollie's, where I found this book on all of the household uses of salt. Like, I knew a lot of things about salt. We know about the spiritual components and everything, and how it just like cleanses out negative energy. You can put that salt in your bath, and it will definitely help to get all of that ass nigga vibe off of your aura and everything. Definitely working with salt, but there's so many things that salt can do, like within your laundry, all around the house, all of that shit. Salt is some gangster ass shit. It is some gangster shit. And I've been doing some work with salt where I've put together these moon baths. You can find them at prettypriestess.com. They have been enchanted. Let me tell you something. Where did I put my little notes at? Because I forgot to tell you what this shit's all about. Hold up. Because I have put some notes. I want to make sure you got these points that I meant to make sure that I'm getting that shit across. But these moon baths right here, this can be utilized to support any intention, any moon ritual, any ritual that you're trying to lay down. This is much like the clear quartz crystal. The clear quartz crystal is one of my go-to stones, hands down. I used to, the clear quartz crystal, because it will support any intention and amplifying that energy. And thus, so will these moon baths. They are the clear quartz crystal. It will support any ritual. So not only is it going to cleanse the energy, it's going to raise the vibration, and it's going to support whatever intention you put in there. And you don't need that much, just a little something up in that water. But I'm here to tell you, I got these. I give folks a set, one for now, one for later, new moon, full moon, however you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? This one, that one, however. But they come in sets of 2. And these are available at prettypriestess.com. Then the other shit I want y'all to check out. Hold up, watch out, because this right here is a new level gangster, right? These right here I'm putting through are some bath teas. Now, what these are bags right here where I got these layered up and packed up with some magical herbs. And you add these to your bath water and you allow them to dissolve up in the water, and you will raise the vibration of yourself. It will support intentions. I got several of them. I got a few of them, right? These bath teas, what they are, they're sachets, you see. I don't know, that little drop screen I got in the back kind of messes with the vision on here. And then, if you're listening, then you definitely can't see this. But what they are, they're sachets, and they're added to the bath to clear out any negative energy and add some positive vibrations right to your aura. In these, you get a set of 4 of these, right? I have one with the intention for peace, one for love, one for prosperity, and one for clarity. Now you get 4 of them for each intention, right? I don't have them for various intentions. Maybe I should though, but I don't have that set up in the store. But you can find that at prettypriestess.com. Get you some peace ones, get you some love ones, get you some prosperity ones, get you some clarity ones, right? And I make them to order. The only thing that I want you to do though is probably hold off until like the middle of February to order that shit. I have it up on the website, but it is out of stock. I want you to be tuned for this. This is some groundbreaking shit, because I was working on this since around the holiday season just to see how so. And it has definitely lifted me up out of that funk that I was in, that I was feeling. I've just been feeling some type of way for the past minute or so, and this has definitely helped me in really coming up out of all of that, right? Then I had some family tragedy and all of this other shit that was going on and everything. So this was really helpful in me being able to just raise my frequency, and just lift my spirits, raise my vibration, really begin to keep myself in a place where I have been open for opportunities, for success, helping us to become more magnetic and everything. I'm waiting on my windfall. I'm hoping I still win this lottery. Let's not get it twisted. But but what I have been is extremely blessed. Like, things have been happening for me to where, I'm able to fill my refrigerator up full of nutritious and food that is worth eating. Like, we ain't talking about, going to the bargain bin and getting some bullshit. I'm talking about quality, excellent food. And I've been having access to being able to get that consistently on a regular basis, being able to make sure that all of my needs are met, finding really pristine clothes, household supplies, just, you know what I'm saying? I've just been very prosperous, never ever running out of money, noticing that I'm just finding money. Anytime I open up a different purse, I find a whole lot of money. I just, you know what I'm saying? Things have been just really working out well. So now what I have been really working on instead, because I'm so used to this security thing and all of this shit, is really learning to trust that spirit has my back without a doubt about it. And these bath teas, these bath sachets, they really help to adjust the frequency that you're emitting. They really support you in all of those intentions. So if you're trying to bring more peace into your life, you're trying to bring more love. Now, let me tell you, so let me make sure that I get this clear about this love situation too. That love situation, the love sachets are not are not so that you can get yourself a man or a woman or whatever in the fuck you want to do. But I digress. Hold up. Absolutely, you can. You absolutely can. But this is more about that whole frequency of love, because the herb combination that I put in there was just adjusted enough to where it's about your relationships, your romantic relationships, your friendships, your connections out here in this world, and the relationships that you have, the relationship, my bad, that you have with yourself. See, when you start loving you and you got you together, all of that other shit starts to fall right in line. So I really wanted to make sure with these love baths that we add that component in there, that we add this component of agape love that goes into it to raise the frequency of the love. So it ain't just no lust, you looking good, baby, you fine, let me check you out, get it, you know what I'm saying? Because that's not really love. That's more lust, right? That I know Valentine's Day is coming up and everything, but wouldn't it be better, instead of just finding somebody, you call it, instead of being booed up, that you really get yourself a connection, somebody that you can truly be vulnerable with, somebody that you can really share your life with, somebody that you can trust, somebody that's in your corner. Aren't these connections more important than just this bullshitting ass, let me see who's looking good, who you find, And maybe that's because of the space that I'm in my life, where I have matured to the point to where I started to realize that superficial shit just ain't as important as I thought it was. It's real important at one time. You had to be fine. That was the criteria, And then I still got to be able to tolerate the way you look. Let's not get it twisted, But when I'm doing my work, my intention is more on successful connections, but most importantly, successful connections with yourself. Then we got the clarity bath. You got to go to the site, prettypriestess.com. I'm through with that. Anyway. Oh, shit. But yeah, I just been on some shit, and I'm here to tell you it's bright. Look at how good I'm looking. God, man, I have to tell you. Hey, and if you ain't watching this, you listening to it, you need to go and check out the Pretty Priestess podcast on YouTube. so that you can take a look. See, man, sis is on point, man. On shit. Anyway, let me talk about too. I was scrolling through social media. I've been cutting out on that shit too. So I do want to let anybody know that think that I'm not responding or anything like that. It's just that, I just been really limiting my intake of social media and just being on that shit and just letting it, number one, sap the energy from my eyes. That's one. So I had to go and pull out my honey eye drops and everything, where I get my distilled water, and melt the honey in it and drop it in my eyes so I can feed and heal my eyes and shit. You know what I'm saying? I need that for my eyes. I had this eye surgery a few years to correct my vision, and I've been doing a lot of work in making sure that I keep keep that eye strength, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that my vision is still cool. So I'm doing like a lot of eye exercises and taking eye bright herbs. And then on a daily basis, twice a day, I forget a lot, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But, just really making sure that I got those supplements to support those. But those honey eye drops, it may sting a little bit, but it definitely helps to sharpen up your vision, sharpen up your focus. And I'm telling you, that shit works immediately, y'all. Immediately. The shit's gangster. And I've been using Manuka honey this time around, right? I got some Manuka. Let's see what it do. You know what I'm saying? Bada bing. I'm here to tell y'all, bada bing. Now, I'm not going to sell no shit like that, because I'm not selling nobody no shit you put in your eyes. But I will tell you, this shit works. It absolutely works. You need to try that. Just like a half a teaspoon, depending on how much you're using, right? So I use probably about 2 ounces to a half of a teaspoon of honey with the distilled water, let it melt in there. And then I keep it in my refrigerator so it'll be cool when I drop it in my eyes and shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely a move to make and everything. But speaking about that social media trip though, I got all off course, because I wanted to talk about that shit where the 5 cops, apparently, I guess they killed a Black child. And this time, those individuals just happened to be Black folks too. And it's a shame, because in a lot of the conscious circles, we talk about there being so many distractions that's out here in these cosmic streets, right? But we also have to be able to tap in and tune into discernment, and really being able to recognize distraction versus a call to action. And when our children are being killed out here in these streets, regardless of who in the hell it's from, this is an opportunity for us to begin to take action in ensuring that we kind of stop this shit from continuously going down. Like, what this shit, it's getting old, continuously going down. And I know we got, a lot of folks that want to beat up Black Lives Matter and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? They done pull some bullshit out here in these streets, But this gives us a true opportunity to really tap in and tune in to the time that it is. Whitney came through and she was reminding Whitney Houston. I'm sorry, I was sitting back meditating and her songs kept coming up, And I said, what is she trying to bring up out, And I just really been working with that energy. And she was coming through and reminding us that we need to really fight the good fight and hold space. Because I punked out. I punked out on what I was doing, allowing this third dimensional reality to distract me from bigger picture, punking me out of my magic, punking me out of my sovereignty. And all of the shit that I'm talking about, person A, person B, allowed that shit to fall by the wayside. When you let shit fall by the wayside, that's because you allowing fear to overcome. And so we need to continue and lighten these candles for justice. Not because this is just some random ass bullshit to do, but lighting this candle for justice brings us focused intention on seeing to it that we start beginning to see justice in this world by ending racism and white supremacy and absolutely giving us reparations. They got it for the motherfucking Ukraine. And let me make sure that I'm getting this shit straight, because apparently we stay into this all or nothing thinking type of mentality, right? It's either black or right. It's either Republican or Democrat. It's either left or right. And I'm here to tell you there's some shit that's going on in the middle. And this is what I've been encouraging us to really shift in how we process this world. Because my being pro-black, because that's who I am. I got to be pro me. Don't mean that I'm anti nobody else. And this is really a time for us to start. See, what we don't recognize is that this racist bullshit that's put out there, the prejudice, because I don't think that Black people can be racist at this point right now, because we still working on having equal power in these streets. Word? And if you ain't got no power to control the system, then you can't have a system that's racist in your favor. However, there are a lot of prejudice out here. And let's keep it $1.50 with good reason. Like, look at the history. Get the fuck out of here. But we can't be holding space for that type of fucking energy. We already know that. But we see that this is human nature. And we need to recognize the flaws of humanity within itself. And if we don't kick in no discernment and start recognizing the people that's here, that's for you, as opposed to the people that's against you, is vibrational, then you gonna have a whole lot of deception. You gonna be one deceived motherfucker in these streets. I promise you that. We got to let that shit go. And we got to build our spirits so that we'll know the difference. That's only if you can deal with the truth and not cling to no bullshit and ass illusion. Because anyone convincing you otherwise is of a different vibration, I assure you. Pretending shit ain't happening and walking on eggshells just so that you can keep these connections intact, it is not an authentic connection. I'm here to tell you. I assure you, it is not an authentic connection. If you got to play a bullshitting ass lying game, it is not an authentic connection. I'm just saying. Fuck anybody thinking that we don't need no reparations. For real. I'm just saying. That's hater energy right there all day. Anybody think you don't need that shit is really not in your damn corner. But I want to really encourage us, if we lighten these candles for justice, to see justice in this world. Because if you connected to people from the African diaspora, for the people here that receive so many injustices, it's so ingrained in us that we become a part of it. We hold the expectation that we're supposed to have injustices going on in our life. I think personally, this is a direct result of this white God phenomenon. We program to they privileged. See, when God is in somebody else's image, they gonna always get the benefit of the doubt. This is the biggest mind fuck that's out here in these streets, y'all. God in a motherfucking oppressor's image. They'll always be forgiven. And this is why so many of us don't feel that we're entitled to justice in this damn life. How in the fuck we gotten billions of dollars for fucking Ukraine? You know that's where Chernobyl was at and shit. Whatever. You know them folks in Ukraine, they don't give a fuck about us getting reparations, right? Yeah. Anyway, you don't want that shit for the African diaspora? You a player hater. I said it. Fuck it. So I want to deal with this whole purification that I've been working with, that salt, because it is a purifier. And I just really want to give a shout out to my mom because she came through and she showed me, you know, a different understanding of how she was using that salt. And I thought that it was like, you know, you just add salt to everything. What the fuck's going on with that? But it is essentially a blessing for your food to add just a little bit of salt across your food to get the demons up out of it. You know, I had a dream. What was that? The other day, last week, whatever. Dream's been off the fucking chain, y'all. What? But I had this dream that we was fighting off demons. And I was lining the entryways with salt. That's some purification shit. No doubt about it. And so the goddess Satet came through talking about purification out here. Mm. 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 Talking about purification. I was sealing them entryways with that salt. Purifying the entryways. But these moon baths, I'm telling y'all something. You need to get you some of these shits. I had some big one. I put them in these giant ass jars and I sent them out to a couple of people. You know, I really wanted to send something that I knew for sure would be of assistance, because this is what helps to keep the demons away from you. That's what that dream I was having about, you know, that salt keep the devil away. Send it to some folks, you know, that I fucks with. And it was a bitch to mail. It was like, well, I mean, shit. Shit costs more. Woo! Postage is a bitch. So I had to break them down into smaller, you know what I'm saying? For, you know, you just, you know, I can't send no gigantic jar of bath salts and shit like that, especially for a bath this powerful. A little bit of take you. Prettypriestess.com. Keep them devils away, fam. Keep them devils away. So we definitely want to do that. I want to talk a little bit about the goddess Satet, who brought this message in, before I call it. And she really wanted to talk about the things that we're being loyal to. We're being loyal to, right? See, our problem is a lot of times loyalty. Loyalty is just like really resonating. And not necessarily when we talk about like all of these connections and whether or not your friends is loyal, your family is loyal, and the people in your circle is loyal and all of this and that bullshit, right? But this purification is about within the self. And the goddess Satet is really coming through to let us know if we really want to see things happen for us, we got to shift our perspective, the way that we've been thinking, the way that we've been going about, and those things that we've been loyal to within our life. What are we spending our time doing? How have we been operating? because the loyalty is connected to the manifestation. The challenge that we face, though, out here, fam, is that we don't really believe in our sovereignty. We don't believe that we are protected, our vastness in the cosmos out here. We don't believe the spirit really got our back. And so we shut ourselves off and we ain't open and we ain't receptive and we don't let spirit to come in and whisper a little something in our ear that's going to help us along our journey. We ain't finna do none of that shit. But if we really want to see all of those dreams, all of those manifestation, all of those wishes coming to fruition, and we want to see that shit to come true, then we gonna have to change our process and how we go about doing things. And we got to step into our power and really start allowing spirit to guide us in our steps and lead us and guide us in the way that we want to. Because when we do that shit, this is when all of those things begin to come into place. You find your tribe, the partnerships that you've been looking for. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. But we got to focus on those things that we're loyal to. Ooh. So if we want some justice in this world, if we want to see shit happen for us, then we're going to have to be loyal to what our intentions are. So when we focus in our energy, our intentions on that which it is that we want to see happen, we start to notice that things start working out for us because we trust in, which is one of the biggest things that we have. The difficulties that we seem to have, spirit is showing, is that we don't want to ask for no help. We don't want to trust spirit. We gotta figure this shit out ourselves. But if you will be open enough and allow yourself to trust that spirit has your back and really begin moving in a direction and routinely making this a part of your practice, making this your process, I promise you, things will begin to work out. And you'll notice that there's a lot more folks that's in your corner. Your discernment will heighten. And your connections will be vibrational. It won't be what it looks like. It'll be what it is. We'll raise our frequencies so that we will allow those individuals that's really here to support us, that's really here to rock with us. They'll be here to help us out and along our journey. But we got to be open and receptive. We got to be about the business of that. And we got to be loyal to the process. So the Goddess Satet is coming through to letting us know that this is all about us purifying our mentalities and linking our energy to a specific intention. That which being justice, that which being reparations, y'all. I felt that. Let me give you some stones to work with. I almost forgot about that shit. My grandson went and grabbed in my crystal ball. All of the magical crystals that I got in this ball, he happened to pick up the selenite and told me this is something that I need to work with, and gave that to me. So I've been really working with that. Got my selenite wand in my hand. This is definitely a magical tool. But then I opened up my jewelry box and I got this opal charm in the jewelry box, and it just spoke to me and it sparkled. So I'm going to bring that in the game too. The opal and the selenite will be something really powerful and magical to work with on this full moon that's coming up here in Leo. The opal is the stone of luck and magic, of optimism, of enthusiasm and creativity. It will help you to release those inhibitions so you ain't running out here punk-assed. Go fire you up. Get your passions together, and helps you to understand these negative, destructive traits within ourselves. I lost my words. So that you can release that shit. Raising up our self-esteem so that we can really upgrade the karma that's coming our way. And the selenite is just going to help to bless that situation. It's going to help that crown chakra activation. It cleans all of the other crystals too. The selenite is just a gangster tool indeed. You need that shit in your life. Sleep with you some selenite in you. It's like that, what is that? The EMF, the air purification and shit like that. You need that in your life. I promise you this. So those are two crystals that you really should be working with right about now. And whatever comes into your heart. But last but not least, before I close this out, before I shut it down, I want to really encourage us to light a candle for justice. Light a candle for justice when you do your rituals, when you do your work. What color does justice look like to you? See, I was lighting a gold candle. Now I'm feeling more moved to red right about now. I was working on Thursday. I'm really starting to think it don't really the fuck matter. I think we need to make sure that we're doing this work. Light it on Tuesday. I'm still rocking with Thursday. Light it on Tuesday. Light it on Wednesday. Light the fucking candle. I'm here to tell you. Do you want justice in your life? Do you believe that your magic works? Do you think that the African diaspora should have justice out here in this world? Have we seen enough out here? Do you really think showing up, standing outside, protesting in the fucking cold is going to get you a result? Do you know the energy that you focus on, you get more of? So if you out here talking about how somebody got a foot in your ass and you don't appreciate it, you gonna get more foot in your ass. I promise you this. Lighting a candle with intention is far more effective. Far more effective. You're focusing your energy on the fire, baby. Tuesday. Yeah. That's why I fucked around, couldn't do it until Tuesday. Light a candle for justice. Light a candle for justice. We got to keep fighting a good fight. Whitney came through and encouraged. Word them up. Peace and light. Peace and love.